into today's tea. So, first of all, let us talk about Drake and, of course, Iceman and the desperation that we are currently witnessing from the title swindler, or brother billionaire, as a lot of you like to call him, okay? Now, we all witnessed that, well, during the week that Nicki was expected to be dropping her album, that's the time that he started doing his fake rollout. He did that entire GQ interview, and people started talking about him dropping an album. And we all waited and we said, okay, let's see the album that he clearly is doing a rollout for. And when they realized that there was nothing coming from Nicki Minaj, it went back to being crickets. Okay, and of course, people were like, okay, that seems to be something that was strategically planned in order to cause a distraction or something, in order to be spiteful. And you guys also know that with the interviews, they don't just happen overnight, they are pre planned ahead. So, chances are they might not have known whether she's actually going to be dropping or not. And it so also happened that it was during that time where the Wireless Festival was going to be announcing their headliner. So essentially, it was like, coming for two birds with one stone, okay? So after that happened, we never heard from Brother Billionaire again. It's almost like he went back into hiding, at least until Iceman was announced. He came back again out of hibernation all of a sudden, and he was giving advice unsolicited, if we can say that, to the rappers. And he was giving advice that he doesn't necessarily give to the people that surround him, or advice that he himself does not practice. All of a sudden, he's coming in preaching about, putting out age appropriate songs, and I'm looking at him like, sir, you were just listening to the DJ Khaled, album, and none of the songs that he was playing for you were age appropriate. So why is it that when it's people that are surrounding you, you don't give them this, groundbreaking advice of all age appropriate things? The man knew exactly what he was doing. For context's sake, you guys, whenever Drake is mentioned and people appreciate him for longevity and stuff like that, and being able to gain new fans in the new generation, they always turn around and say that, oh, he's always hanging around the younger generation, or he doesn't behave in an age appropriate way. They discourage him from connecting with the younger audience, and that's exactly what he was playing at. This is the reason why he decided to come out here with this message right before Drake dropped his album. And you can tell with everyone that does not like Drake in the industry, they are already putting out narratives, okay? All of a sudden, they're saying he's not that much of a great songwriter, and this man is coming through talking about their messages that we need to hear. They are aiming that he will take this and stop doing or moving the way he was moving, just so he can be disconnected to the newer generation, and that way it will be easier to make him irrelevant, because as it stands right now, no amount of executive fueled hip-hop beef will take Drake into non-relevance. It's not possible, because he's well connected to the fans, both younger and older fans, and that's essentially what they're trying to come for and attack right now. And you see how Ibro was quick to say that everybody who supports Drake, or they're pop fans, everybody who supports Nicki Minaj, they're pop fans. That's exactly what they're trying to do, and it's just so sad and pathetic to watch, especially for someone who cares. He doesn't care about all of these things, and someone who comes on an interview and says, I'm Hov, so I don't care about this. But when you do these weird things, anyone with sense can tell that actually you are bothered, no matter how much you're trying to act like you're not. And it's sad, to be honest. But anyway, let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about that. Not only that, it appears they also released a 30 people list of the best songwriters, or something, of that sort. And the people that were included there, in as far as hip hop is concerned, very concerning. Young Thug is there, but Nicki Minaj is not there. Drake is not there. Lil Wayne is not there. And all the people they put on there, I was like, oh wow. At this point, they're not even trying to hide it. And isn't it funny that, these people that he's out there granting the interviews, each time that he's included in any sort of list, there is almost like an clear attempt at excluding certain people that he doesn't like. And I honestly wonder, the people that are on the internet saying that the man is not bothered, do they really truly believe that he's not bothered, or they just let their dislike for certain artists to blind them? Because at some point you have to be able to objectively look at a situation and say, okay, I do not like Drake, I do not like Nicki Minaj, but clearly there is an active attempt at trying to erase their influence and impact in the hip hop space. And someone like that is someone I can argue with. But when you blatantly act like you don't see what's going on, when you let the hate that you have for these people trick you into not being objective, then there is no conversation to be had, okay? Because clearly you know the truth, but you're just playing daft to push a certain narrative. But let me know in the comment section what you think about the advice. Of course, academics went off on him, and it seems like recently, especially after them deposing him, and of course all the strikes on his platforms, he has been going in on him to a point where I'm like, are you not scared? Like sometimes I'm just looking at him and I'm like, okay, I don't always see eye to eye with academics on a lot of things. Okay, I don't always think that his opinions are always objective, but he's someone who's put in a lot of work on his platform. Okay, and yeah, whilst I do commend him for the bravery, for coming at this man and stuff like that, we all know that his ego is fragile, and the way he was calling him out, I was like, Ak, just be careful, because the last thing we want is, someone who has a little bit of, objectivity to him being silenced as well. Like you was straight up shut up. It was, that was like, did you guys see what I'm talking about? I will see if I can insert a clip of what Ag was saying. Okay, I don't want to insert a very long thing because yeah, he would alternatively also play music, so I cannot insert the full clip. But I was like, oh my god. Anyway, let us talk about Bongo 2. Bongo 2 loves drama. Like the theatrics are on another level. Like I'm looking at her like, ma'am, what are you doing? Because tell me now why she's putting out statements after the announcement of her breakup, and she's pulling out, from Broadway. And I'm like, what in the bold and beautiful is this? What in the days of our lives is this? Huh? Like, what sort of drama is this? Is this a soapy? What does she think this is? Everything about her has to be dramatic. Everything about her has to be about sympathy. At what point do you step back and realize that the drama and the sympathy you're looking for is never going to happen? And instead of embracing that and moving on and focusing on your music, she still tries to force people into, giving her sympathy. It's not happening, Megan. And to a certain extent, I do blame the people that surround her. She put out that statement about her breakup, painting that man black. I do not know if she knew that that man also has fans. And I also do not know if she didn't realize that life is not all about the hip hop fans only. They are basketball fans. And if you know anything about sport fans, they don't play. It was a given that they were going to tear him apart, because the influence that she has as a result of her proximity to the title swindler, that influence that she has in music, or music fans, does not extend to the sporting world. And as it stands, a lot of men really do not like her because of the Tory Lane situation, because a lot of them do believe that she lied on that man. So if I were her, I wouldn't have even put out that statement out there, because there was nothing good that was ever going to come out from that statement. But who is surrounding her? Who's advising her to do stuff like that? And then to be dramatic, and to make that the reason why you're now pulling out from Broadway is absolutely absurd. What did she think was going to happen? Because why are you now making this exit about the breakup? Because not only are the people coming for your morals right now, they're now also coming for your work ethic. They are. Now it's like you're being analyzed. Basically, people are now reducing you as somebody who's good for nothing. They are saying, work wise, you're not serious. You're not competent. Because how can you let your personal matter affect what you're doing in terms of work? What about the fans that bought tickets because of you? They're questioning you on that. And now they're also coming for your character. The things that you did 3 or so, 5 years ago, when you allegedly did your friend dirty, they're now being brought back into discussion. Imagine how different it would have been if you had quietly gone your separate ways with Clay, when you hadn't tried to come out here and act like a victim. It would have gone a completely different way. I with Megan, it's just so hard for me, because in as much as I do acknowledge that she has done ishy things in the past, I also do feel like she's been used by the title swindler or brother billionaire. And I also do believe that she's been gullible to think that those people have, her best interest at heart. Because if they had, they would have advised her against doing what she did. Really. And now allegedly she's out there sending people letters to stop talking about her. There's a journalist, or I don't know, somebody with a Twitter account that I saw alleging that her lawyer, yeah, his name is Dennis Byron. He said, Megan the Stallion's attorney reached out to me with a special request, and I guess the request is for him to stop talking about her. And all these people that are doing commentary have been coming for her, and we all saw that coming. No one was ever going to sympathize with her, but she seems to be in denial that she does not control the media and that she cannot force people into compliance. It doesn't happen. I mean, even her master, the title swindler, cannot control everyone. So, what makes her think that she's above the law? It's literally been less than a week after the Milagros situation happened and her issues were dismissed. Now she's starting with other journalists. You cannot force people to like you, okay? If people do not like you, if people do not like how you move, there's nothing you can do about it. And this is why I applaud Nicki, okay? As long as you're not lying on her, as long as you're, it's your opinion and just saying you don't like her, you don't see Nicki coming for you. The only time that she starts to retaliate or respond is when you flat out lie. But if it's an opinion about, oh, Nikki is such a mean person, Nikki, that's why she does not even engage. She understands that you cannot control people's opinions. But the problem with these girls is when they are being brought into the industry, they are promised that we have the media, we control the media. So in the earlier stages of their career, they are shielded from negative criticism, okay? And at that time, it's those media personalities that speak positive of them that are highlighted. And during that time, they haven't lived for long in the public eye, so there isn't much that other media personalities know about them. But the longer they stay in the industry, the longer people begin to realize who truly they are. And now true opinions start to come out as opposed to the initial paid for opinions. And that transition, a lot of them cannot help it. That's why you see Advocate BBO obsessed with media personalities. That's why you see Advocate BBO crashing out every time she gets someone who's criticizing her. It's because she wasn't trained for actual authentic opinion from media personalities. And I do feel like this is what's going on with Bongo too. At some point, when she was beginning to blossom, into mainstream, she was shielded from all of that. And these executives feel like they are doing them a solid, but yeah, you're not. There's a reason why there's PR training. There was PR training, because now I understand that they don't do artist development, they don't do all of these things. But back in the day, it was meant to train you to have a thick skin, because the world is so large. The world population is so large for you to think you can control everyone's opinion. It's not good for your own mental health. And whoever is surrounding her is doing a very messy job, okay? In as much as she might have her own shitty personality, I also do believe that she's somebody who is vulnerable to a certain extent, okay? And by the time that she was yanked into the wings of certain people, I do believe that, yeah, they were basically essentially using her. But anyway, let me know in the comment section what you think about that. Now, let's move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. DJ Vlad. Now, DJ Vlad, the last time that we spoke about him on this channel, he was spewing a bunch of nonsense about Nicki Minaj, okay? Talking about her husband, he and her husband are going separate ways, and all of these things, okay? All of this nonsense, okay? He was really speaking large, speaking big, and acting untouchable until Tasha K went on live and started exposing him. And the things that Tasha K was accusing him of doing, I am too innocent to talk about that. But all I can tell you is, it was matters about the inner chambers, matters about the different holes that are in his body that allegedly he likes played with. And I was like, Tasha, do you have a secret camera in this man's bedroom? How do you know? How do you know all of these things? But I was shocked. I was like, I want to make heaven, okay? I will not participate in this. But it was horrific details that we heard. And I don't want to have a picture of that bald headed man enjoying those doings in my mind. So I will not repeat what Tasha K said. But all I can tell you is, yeah, it was very interesting things that Tasha K was saying. And then the following morning, DJ Flood woke up and deleted all those tweets about Nicki Minaj. And I'm like, for someone who truly has the audacity to be speaking the way that he does, he surely folded very quickly than I expected. Yeah, he woke up and deleted those stupid tweets. And I was like, Tasha, way to go. And also for you, Tasha, are you not scared of these lawsuits? Because why are you all there talking about the exit door of this man? Eh? Anyway, I'm just glad that DJ Vlad ended up folding. I love to see when people fold, when people act untouchable, and then the next thing they do is they fold. Okay? That being said, let us talk about Paprika Spice. Now, Paprika posted a couple of pictures on her page, and she was wearing underwear. Okay? For some reason, I do feel like people now regard that as full clothing. She wasn't at a beach. If you guys want to come, she was not, swimming. She was not. It was an outfit, and it was underwear with a top. Now, I'm not here to police what grown women choose to wear. I mean, if you decide to walk around in underwear, that's absolutely your opinion, your body, your rules, right? Yeah. Anyway, that being said, after posting those pictures, of course, people started reacting. Because she's a thick girl, okay? She's a very thick girl, and of course, it's inevitable when you are a thick girl that there will be some, rolls and bumps and stuff like that. Cellulite is a given if you, have a certain level of weight, especially in specific places. And people started coming for her. And people are like, oh my God, that's too much. It's disgusting. It's this, it's that. And I'm like, you guys, what exactly do you want from these female artists? If she decides to go on the table and get surgery, you guys will start calling her Advocate BBL. I'm just joking. Advocate BBL is only called that because she said herself that she's an advocate for plastic surgery. It's not because she has a BBL. No, no. I see some of you don't understand why I call it that. It's not because she has a BBL, because a lot of other female rappers do have BBLs, but she's flat out said that she has decided to be an advocate for plastic surgery. Remember when that glow situation was being talked about? Yeah, that's why. But anyway, if she decides to get a botched surgery, you guys will start laughing at her. If she decides to maintain her own weight, you guys are coming for her right now. And one thing about me is any woman who has a natural body, I don't think that we should be saying anything about that. Take that up with God, okay? At least if that's like surgery, you can take it up to the doctors, okay? You can say you are criticizing man-made work because it's a doctor, it's a human being who did that. But this, what Paprika Spice has, that's purely God. So I will not be there on Judgment Day when you are taken in the inner chambers and you are questioned. When you spoke about that cellulite that I made, what were you thinking? I'm not going to be there. I will not be part of that. If I'm going to go to hell, let it be for something else. I will not be criticizing God-made bodies. Never. But yeah, if it's something from a table that has been touched by men, maybe I can say, oh, the surgeon could have done this, could have done that. Okay, so I don't like the fact that people are coming for Ice Spice's body, because these are also the same people. This girl lost weight at some point. Do you guys remember that? The time that she lost a lot of weight, and you guys were like, oh, the spiciness is gone. She's no longer as spicy. She's not smoked paprika anymore. She's just plain basic paprika. Because you know that one doesn't do anything to your food, eh? Plain paprika. It's just the color. It's no flavor. It only starts having flavor when you smoke it. And you guys started saying that she went from being smoked paprika and now she's plain paprika because she had lost weight. And now that she's gained that weight, you're coming for her cellulite. So choose a side, pick a side. What do you want? A thick bump with cellulite or nothing? Because you cannot have it both ways, okay? You cannot be coming for her when she decides to lose the weight, and you cannot be coming for her again if she decides to keep the weight. Now, do I think that the underwear was the right choice of clothing? I don't. But is it my body? It's not. Do I think that she could have picked more flattering clothes? Absolutely. Do I think that is her fault that she has cellulite? No. So I don't like that. And Kalisa also had a lot of things to say about Paprika Spice, talking about how her own body used to be tight and right and all of these things. And I'm like, Kalisa, listen. You were a pretty girl, still a pretty woman, but that didn't stop you from procreating with Blueface's father. And we also always like, so please. Please, okay? All you ever stories about how Rick Ross wanted to lay down with you, or I don't know, some other men that she continuously talks about, that wanted her. I mean, I think she says R. Kelly or something, which would be a weird flex if that man wanted you. Who was that man? She's always talking about these celebrities that wanted to get with her. But please, stop it, Kalisa, okay? Don't be mean to this girl with a natural body. It's not a nice thing. And to you, Paprika Spice, your body, your rules. But next time, maybe, I don't know about the underwear. But anyway, I will insert what Kalisa had to say, but I'm not going to be coming back after that. So let me know in the comment section what you think about everything that we spoke about. I'm sorry for skipping yesterday, but sometimes life does happen. Until my next one, see you.
Bro, why y'all over there lying to Ice Spice, talking about she look good like that? Now y'all know damn well she need to tighten that up. It's too jiggly, too wiggly, and too loose for her to be that young. One baby and she gonna be out of socket. Y'all done told Ice Spice it look good, girl. Just a little cellulite. Talking about that look real. That girl is too young for all of that wagon to be dragging like that. And y'all know it too. One baby and she gonna look like the trailer park. One baby is all it takes, and you will not be making a comeback, okay? You ain't supposed to have that much cellulite till you get about, what, 40, 45? 45. That booty look like my grandma booty. Y'all over there lying to that baby. Tell her she got to get back in there and tighten some of that up. And we don't want to see it no more till she do it. Now, if you just want your wagon to be dragging, that's fine. But if you going to let your wagon come out and let people see it, it got to look how mine was looking. Y'all seen my wagon, so I got room to talk. It ain't supposed to be dragging like that. Okay, Jaden booty is not dragging and she ain't got no cellulite. Y'all over there talking, why y'all over there lying? Look natural, little cellulite. Cellulite is for 40 and over. 40 and over. You got cellulite now, bitch, get it together. We don't want to see that shit. I thought it was AI. I said, oh no, that is not Ice Spice. I thought that was an AI booty. Jaden booty look good, and you ain't seen Jaden booty with no clothes on. Jaden booty look good. I'd rather it look fake. I'd rather it look fake than cellulite. Okay, cellulite look like it stank. You ain't supposed to have that till you get 40, 45. We ain't hurting nobody's feelings. We telling that baby the truth. Because y'all gonna fuck around and let her get bigger and bigger next year talking about it look good. And then she gonna have a baby and then she gonna be done and she gonna be mad at y'all. Not me, she ain't gonna be mad at me because she gonna say, auntie told me to get up on that Stairmaster because this wagon, honey, is